If I were moving to Ottawa in 2026, this is the video I would want someone to make for me. Not a generic best neighborhood list. This is exactly where I'd live at different stages of my life. Urban high-rise energy, walkable village vibes, family-friendly suburbs, and that leafy riverfront dream property. So I'm going to share with you exactly what fits in the different lifestyles, commute times, and the feel on the ground and what you get for your money. So let's go. My name is Liam Swords. I make videos about living in Ottawa. I'm also a top producing realtor helping people just like you make Ottawa your home. Today, we'll break down Ottawa into 4 life stages. Number 1, high-rise urban core for singles or couples who want restaurants, arenas, and LRT. ByWard market. Think of the ByWard market. I recently sold a property for a young couple who was looking for that vibe. They were first-time home buyers, and the ByWard market condo was exactly what fit the bill. Number 2, we have young professionals. Young professionals are typically looking for townhomes and a cool walkable pocket. Think of New Edinburgh. That's an area just east of the downtown core. I recently sold a property in there to a couple that they were huge foodies and they loved the walkability. The third area would be for families. Think of schools, parks, recreation, quiet streets. Recently sold a property to a couple in Barrhaven. Moving to Barrhaven, we found a beautiful 2-story home in Half Moon Bay. And the fourth and final would be empty nesters, downsizers. They're typically looking for like boutique luxury style property. Recently sold a property to a couple moving from Stonebridge, which is just outside the Ottawa core, and they moved right down just off Preston Street. They bought in the Soho Champagne building, just below the penthouse, beautiful property, and I'm gonna share more about that as we get into it. At the end of this video, I will give you a quick decision map to pick your lane in under 30 seconds. So be sure to stay tuned. All right, so stage 1, let's break it down. High-rise or urban core. If I wanted that step out of your door and you're in it lifestyle, I would 100% look at the downtown core. So this would be ByWard Market, Lower Town, Centretown, LeBreton Flats. So I'm just gonna zoom in on my map here to give you an idea. This is the Ottawa core. The ByWard Market is the pocket I'm talking about. So this area here would be definitely on the list. And then I would look at sort of this LeBreton Flats area, this core in here. Why this pocket? Well, really it's the walkability. You can live car-free. Groceries are close. There's tons of gyms and recreation and lots of restaurants. So if you're on foot, you can easily find a place to either pick up groceries to bring home, or you can go for a nice meal. It's also really quick to hop on the LRT. That's the light rail transit. So to break it down for you, the transit, like the O train, the Confederation line slices east to west. And stage 2 extension is opening up, which will give even more reach and bring you all the way west to like Moody Drive and down south into Barrhaven. So this urban core is definitely an attractive pocket for those that don't want to have to deal with the congestion and effort of owning a vehicle. They have the LRT and public transportation. The other attractive point is the energy. There's tons of festivals. There's the NHL buzz right now. There's talk of our Ottawa Senators moving right down to LeBreton Flats in that core pocket. We also have the Rideau Canal, the largest skating rink in the world. So it's just an excellent area to live and easy walkability. What about the building style? Well, think sleek glass towers near the market and Rideau Center. Nice boutique mid-rise properties also around sort of that Elgin Centretown area. Newer condos are clustering up around LeBreton Flats. Who is this the right fit for? Well, it's usually smaller properties, so single or couples who want to trade space for location. Frequent flyers. You can be at the Ottawa airport in about 15 or 20 minutes. It's not bad at all. You can lock and leave the property and have a concierge service that looks after it. And as part of these condominiums, it's easy to just pick up and go. There's a lot of remote work right now and a lot of travel, so you don't have to worry about all of that maintenance of owning a freehold property. The reality check. Nights and weekends are lively. That's what you're buying into. So if you crave silence, or If you crave a quieter lifestyle, you might prefer the next category. So be sure to stay tuned. The other thing is parking can be at a premium. So factor that into your overall cost if you own a car. Now, stage number 2, this is for young professionals. So if I were in my work hard, play hard mode, maybe I have a dog, I likely have a Peloton, and Sunday brunch is really important for me and my friends, I would shortlist Hintonburg or Wellington Village, Westboro, and Preston Street. So I'm just going to zoom into those areas for you. So this is our Ottawa map. And then the pockets I'm talking about are right here, sort of this Wellington West, Westboro, Little Italy area. These are really trendy pockets. Now they're pricier than our first stage, but they really have some nice pockets to enjoy. This, Little Italy is a really popular area here. Tons of restaurants close to Dow's Lake. Westboro is just littered with wonderful shops, coffee shops, and boutique restaurants in that sense. Why are people flocking to this area? Well, really it's the village vibes. You get real Main Street feel, indie coffee, bakeries, yoga studios, and breweries. Transit and pathways are also really accessible. We have the LRT station, Tunney's Pasture, and also the Ottawa River and the Rideau Canal pathways are excellent for cycling, running, walking, and in the winter, they freeze over and they maintain them for cross-country skiing. It's wonderful. There's a housing mix you'll find in these pockets. So stacked townhomes, classic semis, and renovated singles. More space than the downtown condo core, but still close proximity to everything else. So a typical day, you'll walk the dog to Hintonburg Park, go grab an espresso on Wellington, and then bike on the river pathway. And then just go for a 3 to 5 minute walk to your favorite dinner spot. Budget reality though, these pockets do come at a premium. In terms of average price, it's difficult to give you an exact value, but I'll give you a range. I would say anywhere from that $750 right up to say $1.3 million. It really depends on what you're looking for, and certainly reach out. I'd be happy to help narrow that down for you or point you in the right direction. Who does this fit? Well, young professionals, those that are creative, and remote workers who really value walkability. Couples without kids, wanting room for gear and home office. Now let's take a look at our third stage, families. When life becomes car seats and snack cups, you want schools, parks, and predictability. Ottawa's big 3 family hubs are right here, and I want to share them with you. Number 1, we have Kanata, north and south. So I'm just going to zoom in to share with you. Here's our Ottawa location. Kanata is this big pocket right here. It is outside of Ottawa about 20, 25 minutes. And there's a reason for that, because the sheer cost of a home in the downtown core just doesn't make it affordable for families. So we had to get outside of that pocket. And I have a number of clients who are flocking to the west end of Ottawa because of the family connection they have, the parks, the recreation, all of that great good that people are looking for raising a family. It's also the tech hub. There's Kanata Lakes, there's good school and fast access on the 417. To get downtown from Kanata, you're looking at anywhere from 20 to 45 minutes, depending on traffic. Off-peak hours, probably about 20 minutes. It's a straight shot going from west right to east. The feel, well, there's larger lots and older pockets of Kanata that offer some really nice tree-lined streets. The areas in Kanata would be like Bridlewood, Blackstone, Glencairn, Kanata North, all great pockets to consider. The perks, right now, the Sens Arena is downtown. Now there is talk of the Sens moving to LeBreton Flats, but right now the Ottawa Senators, our National Hockey League team, plays in the Kanata area, which also you will benefit from having such a large stadium for different concerts and events that are taking place. The second area for families would be in Barrhaven. So again, our map here in Ottawa, as we scroll in, I'm just going to highlight that for you. Barrhaven would be this whole pocket right here. So here to here to here to here. This pocket here. I also want to note this yellow line. This is our 416. So this is the major route to get you in and downtown. So to get from Barrhaven to downtown, you're probably talking about 35, 40 minutes depending on traffic. But why are people flocking to Barrhaven? Well, there's tons and tons of schools. And ultimately, it's the affordability. There is so much new construction taking place. So there's so much competition for these builders that they have to bring prices down to make it attractive. So Barrhaven would be by far the most affordable new home area for families to buy in. You can get a 4-bedroom home brand new for anywhere from like $729 right up to $950,000, depending on the features and benefits you get. You also get that feel. So it's a master planned community. It's not like some of these other neighborhoods that are more established where the community is just growing so quickly, they don't have the infrastructure. Like Barrhaven is well planned out with its street sizes, the parks, the recreational facilities, the shopping. Like they've thought about all this before they built the houses. So you can really get around quite easily, and there is tons to offer in Barrhaven. There's lots of brand new homes. There's also a lot of established properties built anywhere in the 70s and 80s, but these new homes offer that brand new Terry-on warranty, which is if anything really goes wrong in the first kind of like 0 to 3 months, the warranty looks after. A very attractive feature for families. I can say that because I have a young family right now, and I can tell you, I do a lot of maintenance in my home because my home was built in 1910. Now we love our house, but there are times when my wife and I look at each other and say, gee, I wish we just had a brand new house so we can hang out and have fun with our kids versus always having to repair and fix things. The third and final area for families that I would recommend you consider would be in Orleans. I'm just going to zoom into our map here. This is Ottawa again, and our map location, this is Orleans right here, this pocket. I'm just going to do a sort of a big hot map for you. That was quite large. Let's bring that down. I'm just going to do a hot map here. So this is our circle right here. So this is Orleans. You're seeing all the properties that are coming up, and here's Ottawa. So the distance and time it would take to get from Ottawa right out to Orleans, you're probably talking 25 to 45 minutes, depending on traffic. The beautiful thing, though, about Orleans is LRT goes right to 10th line, which is easy access to get the LRT and bring you right into the city proper. So think of like wintertime. There's a major storm coming. That's going to probably take you like an hour to 2 hours to get into work. Now with the LRT, like trains run on time. Usually. And when they are running on time, you don't have to worry about that. Plus, you're not stressed white knuckling it as you're driving through all the snow. You're hanging out on your phone, reading the paper, having a coffee as you get into the city. So Orleans has that benefit with LRT. The other benefit is it has a really French presence. So there's a lot of French speaking in Orleans. So immersion is an option, and definitely a lot of families are flocking to Orleans because of the French exposure. Let's talk about the feel of Orleans. So what to expect? You have the Ottawa River right there. There's tons of green space. There's evolving trails, and there's a variety of homes built as early as 1980s right up to now. There's a ton of new homes that are going in, which is helpful for the buyer looking at that because it's creating competition for the builders. So it's not like there's just one builder building in Orleans and they can just set the price. There's a lot of competition, which is bringing price down, giving more opportunity for families to get more bang for your buck. So the backyard math, as we like to call it, townhomes often stretch your dollar the furthest. So think 3-bedroom, 1-car garage, small backyard, low maintenance. Detached gets you that yard. Privacy, but bumps up the price and your tax bill. Also with detached, you're likely going to be getting into a 2-car garage, which is wonderful because most people have 2 cars. Now let's take a look at the final and 4th stage, empty nesters or downsizers. So if I wanted serenity, morning walks under the maple trees, or coffee by the river, I would consider Rockcliffe Park, New Edinburgh, Manotick, and other boutique condo living in the Glebe or Old Ottawa South or Westboro. So really you have 2 paths here, and I see it all the time. Clients either have the financial capacity to buy that luxury property either on the river or in Rockcliffe Park, like the bungalow, because they want one main floor. And then they're just going to outsource and pay for all of this extra maintenance, like the grass cutting, the garden maintenance, the snow plowing, all like window washing, all of this other work. Or the other path is I'm seeing seniors and downsizers moving to condominiums because it's just easy. And a lot of them are snowbirds. So they take off in the winter, they go somewhere warmer, whether that's down south or whether that's over to Europe, say Portugal, Spain, wherever, to get away from that cold winter chill. And a condominium gives you that benefit because you just lock the door and go. So if you're thinking that, that luxury living, you're going to be looking at probably areas like Manotick on the river or some nice bungalows in Manotick Estates. I'm just going to zoom in and give you a sense of where some of these pockets are. So if you're considering, the Manotick area, this is going to be this pocket here where my mouse is. This is the Manotick area. I'm seeing a lot of people in this position where they have a lot of cash. They've worked hard over their life. They're downsizing, but they don't want to compromise on the size of the property because they have big families. They have grandchildren. They want it to be in time and a place when they're having get-togethers for people to stay in their property and not have to go rent hotel rooms. So they're buying large estate properties and they're just outsourcing the cost and maintenance. And that would be in the Rockcliffe area. So right here where my mouse is, I'll just draw another circle for you. This is the Rockcliffe Manor Park area. So those are the two areas that if you are in that position that I would consider recommending to you. If you're more of that like, hey, I want to be able to get away for the winter, I don't want to deal with a lot of that maintenance, then we're talking like boutique luxury condos. And those areas would be the Westboro area, Glebe, and also in and around Preston. As I shared at the beginning of the video, I recently sold a property to a couple in Soho, Champaign. It's a beautiful building. They're on the 19th floor overlooking Dow's Lake. It's absolutely stunning. I sold their 3,500 square foot home in Stonebridge and they moved there and it's wonderful. So those pockets would be, again, in sort of that Westboro area, which is the pocket right around here. You're seeing Westboro where the mouse is. And then also in that Glebe and Preston Street. So this is Little Italy right here. That would be a pocket to consider. And then also Glebe, which is right in here. So lots of options depending on what path you decide to choose. So there's the takeaway. There's the 4 stages of life, really where you're at. Where do you fit in there? I just want to round it out with some other things to consider. The lifestyle radius. Be honest about your 5-minute life. Gym, daycare, coffee, rink, yoga. Where are you at? Ottawa has clusters and micro neighborhoods that I guarantee will fit within your lifestyle. The other is winter reality. If you're watching this video, you're likely relocating to Ottawa because that's what it's all about. So we do get snow and we get a lot of snow. So garage and driveways matter. South-facing driveways melt snow faster. Older tree canopies are beautiful, but mean lots of fall cleanup. So some things to consider as you start to zero in. All right, as I shared, I have a 30-second quick pick for you to be able to really isolate the areas. So if this is you, these are the pockets you'd want to look at. So I want energy and a vibe, and I don't have a car. Then look at ByWard Market, Centretown, LeBreton. Next, I want walkable and a bit more space. Well, then I'd be recommending Hintonburg, Westboro, Little Italy, and Old Ottawa East. If you want schools and a yard for family, Kanata, Barrhaven, Orleans, for sure. Those 3 pockets. Or if you want quiet, more prestigious, luxury living to downsize, I would consider Manotick, New Edinburgh, Rockcliffe, or the condominium route where you'd be looking at sort of Glebe, Preston, Westboro. If you're moving to Ottawa or moving within the Ottawa area, drop your timeline and lifestyle in the comments below. We're getting a lot of interaction and it's super helpful. I was talking to a client recently where they saw us on YouTube and they really enjoyed all of the comments and interaction from all of you who are listening in. So be sure to take some time, drop your comment below of the lifestyle you're in right now and the timeline you're looking at moving in. I'll reply back with my professional opinion on where I'd recommend. And then also you'll get the value of our community here adding to that as well. And once you've found out the neighborhood that speaks to you, the next big question is affordability. How much home can your salary actually get in relation to these areas in Ottawa? Well, don't worry, I've broken this all down for you. Be sure to check it out in my next video right here.